Right guys, so test shots, and I'm going to talk about a card today that I've got finally that was in the new Legacy of Valiant set, which is Silent on Arc 101. I'm so glad I got a copy of this card. A bit of a weird one for me. It came out and I wanted X-Ton more than anything, and I didn't really rate this at the start because it uses two materials and is so susceptible to effect ignition negation, which is something I'm going to talk about in a minute. I didn't like it, but yeah, it's really powerful. I'll read its effect out to you. It's firstly a rank 2, requiring 2 or more level 4 monsters. It's a water, and its effect says this. Focus the camera. You can detach 2 materials from this card, then target one special summon monster your opponent controls in face-up attack position. Attach to this card and exceeds material. You can use the effect of Silent on Art once per turn. If this face-up card will be destroyed, you can attach one material from this card instead. So basically, this card has an inbuilt Mace Stroke effect. It's 21 beta, whereas Mace Stroke is in 22 defense. So it's basically copying Mace Stroke in its secondary ability. But its first ability is really the most powerful aspect of this card. It takes 2 materials off itself, takes a special summon monster, and then nabs it and puts it on here itself as material, giving itself 1 chance to survive against destruction effects. Now, this is why it's so good, because although the card does target still, and there are cards out there that do stop targeting, the game at the moment is so special summon heavy, so much about special summoning, that this card has pretty much so many ways of just turning the game on its head and put it in your favour. For example, it can get around Stardust, it can get around Mace Stroke, it can get around another Silent Honor Arc, it can get around all sorts of things like that stop the destructions like Stardust, shooting Star Dragon, we can get around that, which is really good. This can get around shooting Star Dragon. So it basically takes any XYZ that doesn't stop targeting, or sync with it doesn't stop targeting, or card effects from activating, and nabs them. Most of the ones that are say they're destroyed by card effects can't be happening, they will get these. And also take really powerful beaters, like if someone's hitting you BLS, this card totally takes BLS as a material, which is really good. So yeah, this card is basically an attack version of Mace Stroke with 1 material. And it's so powerful because it just turns the game on its head. Your opponent can spend loads of resources making something, and then you just take it just like that by taking 2 materials of this. And it's really easy to make in a deck that runs level 4s. So only 2 level 4 requirements. There is a downside to this card though, for all the amazingness that it is, and that is it requires a double cost. It requires both its materials to activate its effect, and then if they Veiler, Fiendish, Breakthrough, or any effect negation whatsoever, like Divine Wrath as well, it'll go, it doesn't work, and you basically have a 21 beta with no materials, no defense. So it has to be used, though it's really strong, this card, it has to be used at the right moment. As I've also found myself in like arc wars, and I mean like I make an arc, nab someone's material, and then they go, okay, I make arc, take your arc, and use it as material. And that's happened quite a few times, and so something you need to watch out for. You get into like what I call arc wars. It's all about keeping advantage over each other. But this is probably the best generic out of the set, and I know how much I like X-Ton, how broken X-Ton is, but this just gives you advantage whenever you need it, and it's really powerful for that reason. So I rate this as the best EXEs in the set. I'm going to keep this review fairly short as I have. And I said I'd do a quick review, so this is a real quick review on X-Ton. It's retailing, I think, around 25 for an ultra, 30 for an ultimate, 35 for an ultimate. That's in British pounds at the moment, guys, if you're watching from America, which is around about $28 or $33 for an ulti, I think. Maybe more over there. So that's the cheapest I've seen them. I was lucky enough to trade for mine. Traded some stuff for mine, so I was very lucky. I'd like another one now, actually. It's so powerful that I want to run a second, if I can get hold of a second. So, yep, this card's really good. You'll also find that this card has changed the way people are playing as well. This card single-handedly has changed the meta, because things with inbuilt protection now will automatically, because this card only nabs attack position monsters, they'll summon like Dragossack, they'll summon them in defense position. So Silent Honor Arc cannot get to it. Same applies for things like Maestroke. They won't attack with Maestroke anymore either. Stardust can come up in defense position at its defense zone 2k, and you might see that come up just to protect itself. Things will come up in defense position now and not always in attack position, which can be good for you, which means the threat of an Honor Arc puts people off attacking you, which is also another good thing about just having one in your extra. There's a psychological factor behind Honor Arc, 100%. I won 2 matches of Honor Arc on Saturday as well. Both of them were against Gearja. Both against Gearja. On both Gearja matches I won thanks to Honor Arc. So nabs Bury twice to win that game. So it's a really powerful card for turning around advantage. That's really everything I want to say about Arc for today. If you think of anything else I've not mentioned, please put in the comments. Please subscribe. There'll be a Leo review as well, because I really want to talk about Leo, because it's one of the most underrated cards of the set, and it's actually only a rare. But what it does is amazing. So I'm going to talk about Leo. Look out for my Harpy v Zombie matchup, which is just one duel, but it was a quick test. And let me know what you think about that. Subscribe and talk about that. Comment on that. Let me know what you think. I'm not too great at editing, but I'll give it a go for you guys. Really, that's everything. I hope you like this review about Arc. That's everything for today. So, switch it out. Cheers, guys.